Today is about health and well-being. The three outcomes we're highlighting today are all about whole child wellness from birth through age 8. Every Black child should be born at a healthy weight. When Black children are born between 5.5 and 8 pounds, they're more likely to lead healthy lives. Every Black child should enjoy meals with vegetables. When they can access culturally relevant and nutritious meals that also honor their heritage, they're more likely to maintain their health and well-being throughout the rest of their lives. Every Black child should have the right to breathe clean air and drink clean water. When Black children have the sustained access to clean air and water, they lead healthier lives that include the ability to explore, learn, and play outdoors safely.
Unfortunately, just kind of being slapped in the face over and over again with where Black children were faring. And climate came up as one of those indicators, one of those factors that Black children would in fact bear the brunt of the burden of climate change. And as that became more aware to us, we decided that it wasn't even really a decision, it was kind of, we just had to, that climate change has to be an issue. So it's one of 8 outcomes that I'll talk about while we're on the panel, but it's just had to become one of the issues that we tried to tackle. And I will just add to that, I'm also a parent. So I have a 9-year-old son. I'm also an aunt, so I have niece and nephews. I am an aunt to sort of my extended village of friends, and just thinking about their kids who I love very deeply. And I'll say it keeps me up at night, which I think that turns into a motivating factor, to understand that, just the sadness that we live in a world where, quite frankly, Black children don't have the same access to clean air and clean water, for example, which is utterly ridiculous, but it is where we are, and it's the reason why we're on this panel and here to talk to you all, and it's obviously the reason you're here, is to understand, how do we change that? It's something that we can change, and so how do we change that?
I am Karan P. I am your plant pusher. I love plants. I love nature. And that's really what fuels me to be doing what I do. I want to start out by offering all of my parents, yes, I know we're speaking about children, but we also have to know that it has to start with our foundation. So I want to speak directly to our community, our parents, educators, just everyone. And what I want to offer is self-empowerment. I want to take our health and remind us to put it back into our own hands through knowledge and curiosity. We are the first teachers, especially for our children from 0 to 7. We instill everything from, social behavior, as far as how we behave in community, from self-grooming, but also the relationship that we have with food. And unfortunately, us being enslaved properties of war, we came over here and we began to assimilate. And we have gotten ourselves in a space where we are following what America sells to us, which is a sad way of eating. And that is the standard American diet. Through the standard American diet, you will find that it is promoting processed foods. It is promoting man-made items using who knows what. And that is what has become a main deterrent to us here on this soil. Because when you go and you look at our brothers and our sisters throughout the diaspora, you will find that they rely specifically on whole, fresh foods, whereas we have been conditioned to focus on processed items. When you leave outside of this country and you ask, what is American food? The question will be Chick-fil-A, Burger King, and the such. And so it is time for us to now begin to re-empower ourselves through knowledge and curiosity of food and of the connection to food, of making an appointment with nature and saying, you know what? I need to take 20 minutes and just go outside and walk around my block, walk around my neighborhood so that I can recognize what is nature. And then you will find what is food. We can no longer allow the powers that be to shame us for wanting to eat, collard greens and hog maws and beans and cornbread and fried chicken and okra and watermelon and all of these fresh items, because we are the first growers. Had we not been brought to this country, there would not be greens or okras or watermelons or any types of crops. So I encourage you to go back and fetch, utilize Sankofa and go back and fetch what is ours already, and no longer allow us, the foundation, to be caught in the assimilation of eating these processed, fast, convenient foods as a way of resistance for us here on this land. And as I'm speaking about fresh foods and going back to fetch, I want to now parlay into food knowledge. We now want to understand what is food and what is a food-like item. We want to step away from thinking that the only foods available to us are bananas and apples and oranges, and that there is an assortment of fruits and vegetables right here on these lands that are seasonally being grown for our consumption. And with food knowledge, would it not only just be the seasons, but it also would be which types of crops, when do they need to be harvested, how can they be prepared, where do we store them, how are they grown, and then the cost. When I'm in communities and I'm looking around and I'm looking at the whole everything, I'm understanding that, we only have convenience stores in the ghetto. I'm gonna just keep it 1,000. We only have convenience stores in the ghetto that are sending out the message that those that live within the ghetto should only have access to these fast prepared foods, and quote unquote, those of us who have some education should have access to Whole Foods and the health food store and Sprouts and all of these things, when in fact that's not what it is, because that is really just privilege. So I ask those that are in the ghetto, or even those that live in these nice neighborhoods with Whole Foods, do you actually know the knowledge of the food that you're eating? Do you know the season that it comes out? So you can stop paying $7.99 for strawberries because you want to buy them in the dead of winter versus in the springtime right now when they're going to be coming out bountiful, knowing when to purchase the food, and then saying, you know what, I'm going to take $20 this spring and I'm going to buy, or maybe $50 worth of berries and freeze all of that. So then I can have them throughout the rest of the year. And now I'm cutting down on my food costs. So I'm asking and I'm calling for the original growers, the original plant pushers to slow down a moment, take some time and really say, you know what? Health is the ultimate wealth. I don't want to be walking around in these high quality name brands, driving these high quality vehicles, and then I'm dying. I don't even know what's going on with me because I've now placed my health into the hands of these other folks. I'm calling on you to get curious. I'm asking you to say, you know what? If I can go on Amazon and buy Jordans or whatever, I can go on Amazon and find out that, oh, wow, they accept food stamps, EBT, SNAP. I can now get food from Whole Foods. I now have access to what is not a reachable. Maybe I can't get across town to Whole Foods, but now I can do it through this Amazon, this new I call it a beast, but I don't want to say that. This new tool, okay? This new tool that can help me get access to these foods that I think aren't for me. Because when I look at my community, all I see is oranges, apples, and bananas. No, plantain, mango, fufu, cassava, okra, all of these are your birthright. They are your birthright. And so I want you to remember who you are and that you are the first teacher. You are the first celebrity. You are the first role model. So what you place into your mouth is what the child is going to place into their mouth. Don't make this some type of lesson just at school. Allow it to be the foundation that is here at your home. And then your child will go out and they will now have a new tool on their health. It won't be some type of fad or some type of trend. They'll already know how to heal thyself. They will already be tapped into a massive wealth because you decided, you know what? I'm going to fight for my health. I'm going to say, I'm not going to put my health in these people's hands. It's in my hands. I'm going to learn the seasons of the food so I know how to go in and get it. Okay. I've taught children and teens and parents how to take $20. At that time, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to change all that because of the way food is going, but how we can take $20 and make a wholesome meal, y'all. Let's go back to eating beans and rice every day. Let's have spaghetti for 3-4 days. We ain't got to get fancy. So I don't want to get off track. I want to bring it back in. I don't want to feel like I'm preaching. I really want to just be teaching today. But I want to say the last portion here is we've got to cut out this snack culture. Okay? This snack culture is, I don't know what it is. I don't know what a snack is. Okay? What we want to do is bring back food. When your child come to you and say, Mama, I'm hungry, you're not about to give them these gummy things that look like a fruit. You're going to get up and you're going to teach your child. Here, baby, I'm going to cut up an orange. I'm going to make you a peanut butter and jelly. I'm going to give you some celery. Get you some substance. The body needs the ultimate fuel, which is nutrients, minerals, and vitamins. Okay, those are the fuel that these temples right here need to run at their optimum best. Okay, so when you provide that to the child, then you give that to yourself. Here, we're gonna go in here and make some food. I'm gonna get the best food. We're gonna have that, and that is now a snack, a meal, whatever you want to call it. Instead of handing these darn blasted little chew gummy things, that ain't nothing but air, y'all. We feeding kids air, and then you wonder why they jumping around. I can't sit down. I don't know what to do. Because the body, the nervous system has nothing to do. When you supply the nervous system with cardboard and sugar, refined sugar, it's just in the body. Kid just, I can't sit down. I don't know how to do nothing. I gotta, But when you turn around and it's time to eat, and you're giving them some sausage, some eggs, some bananas, some oranges, some grapes, some dragon fruit. They having a smoothie, a bagel, all of these wonderful things. And then they leave, they walking, they talking, they able to function. Why? because the body is at work. Oh, we got vitamin C. We got to send it over here to the eyes. Oh, we got vitamin D. We got to do this. Oh, we got this. We got to make hair. We got to grow nails. We got to do all this. Cut out this cereal, y'all. Y'all know that's not what you had. I don't know about y'all. I'm over 40. I grew up eating oatmeal, bananas, orange juice, my mom's bread, food. My mother would say that all the time. Where is the food? Thank you very much. So I want to go ahead and say, cut out the snacks. All right. Go back and fetch it. And now I want to parlay into one of the best snacks ever. Everybody loves Snickers. Everybody loves chocolate. Everybody loves some type of peanut or what have you. This is a whole snack. Okay, since y'all like that word, I'm gonna use it. A whole snack. And the reason why I'm saying that is that its focus is the date. Okay. Dates are our food, y'all, just so if you know. A date is a whole, complete food, meaning it provides you with protein, nutrients, minerals, vitamins, and most importantly, a slow carb. Okay, so that means you could wake up in the morning, you in a rush, you don't have, bam, let me grab me about 3-4 dates and eat them. And the carb, the sugar from the date, it releases it at a very slow rate because it's full of the nutrients, minerals, and vitamins that you need. So that's what makes it a whole food. And our Muslim brothers and sisters, they know about eating those because they're a great food. So this will include dates. You can use whatever type of nut butters and chocolate or dark chocolate, what have you. But let's get back to making food. And thank you so much for your time.
Welcome to Cooking in the Kitchen with BCDI Colorado as we make date Snickers. Ingredients needed are dates, peanut butter, coconut oil, and chocolate chips. To begin, you'll take your dates and create a sliver at the top to remove the pit from the inside. Once removed, set aside. Next, you'll put in a spoonful of peanut butter, as much as you desire, squish it together, and remove any excess that comes out from the top. Turn on your stove and put in a 1/2 cup of chocolate chips inside of a bowl with a tablespoon of coconut oil. Mix and combine until it is all melted down. Once chocolate is melted and slightly cooled, throw in your dates and cover on all sides. Remove from chocolate and place back on your parchment paper lined cooking sheet. Place into the refrigerator for 10 minutes for them to harden. Once hardened, remove, take off from the parchment paper, and enjoy.
Hi, everybody. My name is Alicia Hardy. I am the Vice President of Policy and Research at the National Black Child Development Institute. And as you can see, I have all these beautiful Black children with me. And we're going to be talking about access to clean air and clean water because every Black child should have access to clean air and clean water. And we're going to talk about every Black child having meals with vegetables because we know that nutrition is so important and eating healthy is so important. So all these little bodies can be nice and strong. And today I have with me
Robin.
And how old are you, Robin?
6.
I also have
Jordan,
who is
13.
Jade.
And how old are you?
6. Madison, and I'm 9 years old.
Reggie, and I'm 10 years old.
And yes, these are our wonderful panelists today that we'll be talking to and hearing more about clean air, clean water, and healthy food. So who knows? Who can tell me something about water? Why is water important? Ooh, Maddie, let's hear you.
Okay, water is important so you can survive and you can. Yes, water is important so you can survive and also stay clean.
Yes, important. Yes, Jade. What is important about water? Why do we need water?
We need water to help the trees grow.
That's true. What about you, Robin? Why is water important for our bodies?
Water is important so the trees we can get oxygen for the tree. And why it's important? You couldn't survive if you didn't have water. If you didn't have water, you have nothing to drink. Your stomach would be dry. And sometimes if you don't have water, sometimes when you don't have water and you need to drink water because you have medicine, medicine can mess up your body without water.
That's true. Sometimes you do have to drink water with your medicine. And I love what you said, that water is healthy for not just our bodies, but the planet. And without water, we couldn't survive. Water helps us stay hydrated, right? Yes. What do you have to say about water?
Water is the substance of life that gives us life and lets us live for as long as we can, as long as God gives in our path.
I love that. And water helps us stay hydrated. Absolutely. What kind of fun things do you like to do with water? Yes.
Swim in the pool.
Swim in the pool. What about you? What do you like to do with water?
Go to water park.
Ooh, I love that. Water parks. Jordan, what about you? What do you like about water?
I like to go to the beach, and I like having water personally because water is something that you love. Like, water is delicious. Like, when you drink water, it can be cold, whether it's whatever, however you like your water, room temperature, no matter what. Water is versatile. No matter how you drink it, you're gonna always love it because it's the same thing.
Yes. Well, Jordan, I know you were learning in school about water and doing some learning about that. And you were talking about water pollution or something. Can you tell me a little bit about how does water get dirty?
Water can get dirty in different ways. We have runoff, and then we just have pollution from humans and them polluting the earth's water with throwing their stuff away and recycling properly.
Mm-hmm.
So as trash and plastic gets in the ocean, it can cause harm not only just to the water, but the animal life inside of the water.
Absolutely.
And when we stuff like that it can harm humans, it can harm animal life, and it can harm the water. And the runoff, when there's runoff, there's trash in the runoff. So it's not just water and clean water, there's also trash inside of the runoff. So when that gets back to us, our water isn't as clean as we would hope it would be.
Yes. And so what do you all think happens when you drink water that's not clean, that has things in it? What happens to your body? Jay, you go this time.
We would get sick really bad and it'll probably not go away.
No, yeah, you can get very sick. Reggie, I saw you had your hand up.
When we drink water that is unhealthy or isn't up to the best standards, it can worsen your health. It can give you extreme sickness to the point where you die. And there's children and just people around the world who go through that every day.
Yeah, and yes, I'd love to hear that.
I was gonna add on, especially because everyone drinks water. There's little kids who drink water, not just adults, but there's little kids who drink water, like Jade and Robin, and their immune system may not be as well as adults are. So when they drink this sick water, it can cause them more harm rather than older people like adults and stuff.
That's so true, Jordan. And not even just kids this age, little babies drink water because it's mixed with their what?
Formula.
Their formula. That's so true, that when water isn't healthy and you mix it with formula for small children, that can make them really, really sick. And Maddie, you talked about water all around the world, but did you all know that there are kids in the United States right here that have water that's dirty, that has lead? There's something that's called forever chemicals, and it's in the water, and it stays in the water and in your body forever. Yeah, I'd love to hear, Maddie.
And especially for different continents around the world, like Asia and others, they do not have clean water and it gets them very sick.
Absolutely. And I know that is definitely an issue around the world. I'm gonna come right back to you, okay? That's definitely an issue all around the world, but there are places in the United States that water definitely is not clean and it's not healthy. Today in Atlanta, there was a water main break and there's sewage in the water and they had to shut the water off. And there's people who are all around the city of Atlanta who don't have access to clean water. There's Flint, Michigan, where thousands and thousands of people were being sickened by the water that was really dirty. The same thing in Jackson, Mississippi. So yes, it's happening around the world, but it's happening here too. But could you imagine if you had to shut off the water? What would you do if you had to shut off all the water? How would you get water? Yeah, Jade, how would you get water?
Nowhere.
Nowhere? Okay, Robin, where would you get water?
I'll get water from the tree from people. I'll get water from the rain.
The rain? That's a good place where you can get water.
And from the dirt people. And from the dirt and from
like from the wells in the ground?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And from the ocean and stuff.
Those are all sources of water. And the river. Jordan, what about you?
Well, I was going to share a story because I remember at my school, the water, we had to get the water turned off. And people probably think, oh, the water turned off, that's just like connected to the water fountains or something. But no, that's connected to how we flush the toilet, how we wash our hands and stuff like that is necessary when it comes to being in school. So we had to go to another school until our water was fixed.
Yes, that's very true. In schools, when you don't have access to water, sometimes they tell you don't drink from the water fountains at school. Yeah, so that's all examples of right here in our country, in our own schools, in our own neighborhoods where we don't always have access to clean water. And we talked about water and you talked about how we can't live without water. What's something else you can't live without? Yeah, Maddie.
At times you cannot live without nutrients that you need in your body to keep you healthy. And also sometimes it could be vegetables and nuts. Yeah.
Yes, vegetables. Reggie, I know you love your vegetables. What's your favorite vegetables?
My favorite vegetable is actually spinach.
Spinach? Ooh. What's your favorite vegetable?
Broccoli.
Broccoli. What's yours?
Corn.
I love corn. What about you, Robin?
Corn, carrots, lettuce, spinach.
Ooh, so you love all the ones that we named. I love that. So what is having vegetables in your meals? What does that do for your body? Yes.
Having vegetables in our meals and it provides our body with nutrients that is essential to us surviving and essential to us becoming a stronger person. So when we eat the vegetables, it makes us stronger rather than eating not so healthy foods that has a negative effect on your body rather than the vegetables which has a positive effect.
I love that. Reggie, I see you over there. Tell me something good.
And vegetables also support or give you 40% of the energy your body uses.
Yes. And what else? What kind of other things do vegetables help us do? Yes.
They help you see, like eating carrots.
Yes.
Your vitamins that you need in your body.
That is so important. So we talked about vegetables, which are healthy for our body. We talked about water, that's also healthy for our body. What about, what else? Who should we call? Maddie, let's see. What else is important?
Air.
And not just any kind of air. What kind of air do we need? Clean air. Yes. Oh, go ahead, Maddie. You're on a roll.
So one thing that you need to have is clean air, and you need to make sure that you do not leave your car on or like your car running, because it it gives out gas and
pollution.
others. Yes, air pollution.
Air pollution. Go ahead, Reggie, and then I would love to get back to you, Jordan.
Wait, can Robin actually?
Oh, Robin, go ahead. What is important about clean air?
Important about clean air. So if she didn't have clean air, like when Maddie said, if she leave your car running and stuff, it will mess up the air. Even like planes and trucks, everything. Everything can run and do these stuff. Just like when we really sick and all our germs are coming everywhere.
Yes, and someone said this earlier. I can't remember who. Do you know where we get our air from? Like, how do we get air? Let me hear it, Robin. Let me hear it.
Trees.
Trees. So when we have trees in our neighborhood, right? Then we have healthier air, cleaner air in our neighborhood. Listen. Oh, Maddie, let's go.
And that's why it's good to have water, so you can water your plants and the trees that you grow to get more oxygen and clean air.
Yes. And also, leaving your car on and like exhaust and smoke and everything, that has an even bigger effect. Like I did a project in school and I talked about how stuff like that, like exhaust and smoke, and even stuff like your refrigerator or your AC, it releases chlorofluorocarbons, which it goes up into the atmosphere, and it doesn't just affect this layer, our first layer, it affects the ozone layer, which can, when it breaks apart, it kind of gets into the atmosphere and it contributes to global warming.
Yes. Okay. So if there's something that you could tell people out there about what they can do to make sure that they have clean air, clean water, vegetables, because we know that everyone doesn't have access to these things, and it's not their own fault. Sometimes you live in a neighborhood where there aren't enough grocery stores, where the food that's around is not healthy food, where the water is not always clean. So what do we want to say to people who can change the laws, who can be able to invest in our communities, making sure that every Black child has access to clean air and water, has vegetables with meals, has meals with healthy vegetables? What would you say to people to make sure that happens?
You can try to, eat corn, lettuce, fruit, strawberry, oranges, bananas, apple, just anything healthy, so you can get those positive and not negative nutrients in your body to help your body become stronger. So if you get sick, you have all those stored nutrients ready to fight the bacteria and fight the viruses off, because you took the time to eat healthy rather than eating unhealthy.
Yes, I think I would tell people who are making the laws and making the rules, I would tell them that we should make vegetables more affordable, that everyone should be able to afford vegetables so they can have them in their home. They should be close in their neighborhoods, that there should be more community gardens, stuff like that. I think that's so important when it comes to accessing meals with vegetables. What about you, Jay? What would you tell the people to make sure that every Black child has clean air and water and has meals with tasty vegetables? What would you tell people so that can happen?
God is the one who can change the laws and make everyone have food, provide food, have nice water, and make all different countries have nice water. And he can also make us provide food, and he can make all of us stay alive for as long as we can.
Yeah, so thank you, God, for definitely doing that. And we are so grateful to God. Maddie, what would you tell people who are making the laws, who have the power to make these changes? What would you tell them so that things can be better?
So what I would do is I would tell everybody to maybe you can get plant seeds and to make fruits and vegetables. And yes, maybe you can have more community gardens. You can shop there, and then you can buy the stuff you need. And yes.
And what about you?
For me, I would sell more affordable things because things have become overly priced for things that people need to survive.
Yeah.
And I would say inflation.
Inflation, yeah. There's things that are very expensive, like how it's cheaper to buy a bag of chips or a hamburger from McDonald's than it is to buy broccoli and salads, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to make things more affordable. Well, I want everyone, we have so much time, we're out of time, but can we all say bye to everybody?
Bye.
Thank you for listening to our video and hearing so much. Please learn more by visiting the National Black Child Development Institute website, by becoming a member so that you can advocate in your community, so that you can think of policy solutions and ideas so we can build power in our communities and make sure that every Black child, just like these beautiful Black children here, have access to clean air, clean water, and every meal has vegetables. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I'm Maya Murphy, Executive Assistant at NBCDI. Thank you for joining us all week long as we celebrate National Black Child Development Week. NBCDI is excited to bring you a week of highlighting and sharing our 8 essential outcomes. Now, act on your learning and use your voice. Record your answer to what Black children's liberation means to you. Tag at NBCDI_ and use the hashtag Igniting Revolution, hashtag NBCDW24, and hashtag NBCDI when uplifting your community so we can share. Check out our YouTube or Facebook page to rewatch any of our webinars throughout this week, and stay connected by visiting our website at nbcdi.org. Check out our social media each evening for a way for you to participate and possibly win an NBCDI giveaway. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow at noon.